Quick disclaimer, footage that I'm using is just to give a view of the severity of the things that I got to see, that the camera didn't do justice on how crazy this is, in order to set a stage to further talk what I'm going to be saying in a few minutes here. I didn't go there to film a video for entertainment. It was Meryl helping a community that just is going through some horrendous thing, and we're trying to help. So that's what this is all about. This is not an entertainment video. Howsoever, this is quite the opposite. There's a lot of information that I learned yesterday, Saturday, about this. So here we go. What is going on, people? From the tube, welcome back to another Pancho Things. This time around, it's not such a fun one. I'm donating some of my time to help people on the flood. Here, the floods in Texas were devastating. So Saturday, so I'm donating my time. I'm just helping, collaborating. So the first address that they sent me, there was no damage and there was nobody living in that address. But this second address that they sent me, apparently there is major damage there. So this is really unfortunate. This is one of those things that it happens and you don't know what to do, you know. And the only thing that I know how to do is just be there, you know. So economically it can't help much, but I have strength and I still can be physically productive. So let's see. This is gonna be
light, turn right.
This is gonna be a whole day endeavor. But yeah, we are in Kerrville, Texas, and we're gonna
At the light, turn right onto Harbor Road.
We're gonna help as much as we can. So the day started by me I got in my car the night before and just started driving, and I decided to go there and just help. I didn't know exactly where I was going. I didn't have a particular point. I just decided to pack everything that I thought or that I owned, that I knew that could be helpful, or things that I could use with my set of skills to help on this situation. So I packed my car and started driving. On the process of getting there, I realized that the Kerrville police had organized a meeting kind of like in a stadium where you will come in and kind of like give you a task and be like, hey, go there and help these people to whatever case it might be. So got there about 6:45 in the morning, not knowing that the meeting's supposed to start, or like the congregation's supposed to start at 8 o'clock. Now, mind you, my idea was just to go there and start driving, and whoever group of people needed help to see in the middle side of the road, just to park my car, get out, and just have at it. So that was my idea. So when I got there, I got to ask this officer, and this officer, hey, are you registered with TCR? TCR stands for Texas Community Recovery. So I was just like, no, but if you tell me what it is, I can cross the street, park my car, and safely just do this on my phone, get all that together. If you're going to be able to give me opportunity to help anyone, I'm down. And he's like, of course. So he kind of instructed me how to get to the website of Texas Community Recovery. So, and I'm going to go more in depth with this later. So in that website, they ask you for a whole bunch of your skills, like what are you capable of doing, and your information. And you kind of have like a sign in, sign off type of deal on the app. And then you kind of like are in the database, just in case something in the future get to happen. You can go to, just in this case or any other case or anything else that might happen or can happen in Texas, you can go and just be like, hey, I'm registered on TCR and I signed in already to help you guys on this particular event. Tell me what you want me to do. So I got there. Due to the line, the amount of people that showed up was crazy. Ridiculous amount of people helping in so many different areas, and even from out of state that just came and helped. So pretty nice to see the amount of pour out of people. So we do the line, and then they hit you with an address. And now one of the challenges that happen is just like some of these addresses were already either serviced or there could be miscommunication on an address. First address that they gave me, I drove there. There was no damage on that address, so I had to come back, get another assignment. On the second assignment, we got into the meat and potatoes. So the area that I was assigned was passing Camp Mystic. This is literally pretty much where this whole thing started happening. So the level of devastation is just crazy. There is water that stand up to 60 feet, 80 feet on tree lines. Like there's trees that are marked where the water was. And hundreds of yards side away from the line of the river, like the riverbed, like hundreds of yards up at the same height. So that gives you an idea the volume. The volume of water that was there was just ridiculous. So all that water damage, like one of the areas that I had to work, it was a property that had 4 levels and is already elevated from the ground because there is rock on the ground and it's not an even surface, so it's elevated from that rock up, and the water got to level 3 out of the 4. So it's just ridiculous, the amount of water. It's just crazy. So the damage that I got to see was just barbaric. Car flipped over, uh, and trailers turning to pretty much dust, houses in shambles, stables in shambles, trees that were massive trees that were standing only God knows for how many years, flipped and down like it was a piece of paper that you just flipped over in the air. The devastation is just crazy, crazy. The power of water and nature is just unmeasurable. So we had at it started chopping trees, removing debris, separating debris from debris that is wood or not wood, and just classifying that all of that, and just got to work. But tons of people helping in so many different ways. Some people were there with machinery, some people were there with tools and hands equipment to clean and cut debris and sort debris out. Tons of people organizing, tons of people serving as moving things from point A to point B. We have people that were in charge of bringing food and water to everybody that was helping out. In every single area that you can imagine, there was somebody helping. So it was amazing to see a pour out of these people, and just going out and helping. Truly impressive. Some of the footage that I showed, or I'm gonna be showing, it is kind of like my best way to document and show you guys. As I said, I didn't go there to film. I went there to help. So I was able to capture a few things here and there. And I wasn't even sure if that was going to turn into a video, because I don't want people to misconstrue the fact of having to do something like this and film it, or film certain things. I don't want people to misconstrue this as like, oh, I'm trying to capitalize out of this. Howsoever, this is more. This is the part where we're gonna get more in the education side of things. Is because I had to learn quite quickly certain things in order to be more of the help to a society, more of the help to a community of people that are in the ground trying to stand up. So that brings me to the next point, and this point is the only point that I'm going to touch that is political, and I'm going to put certain things kind of in perspective. A lot of people have utilized this as a political tool, and I'm seeing a lot of it in the social media, and it's just quite disgusting. It is disgusting to see people using politics in one side or the other to justify anything or to omit your opinion on anything. First of all, your opinion is only worth it when somebody asks you. If nobody has asked you, just shut up. Nobody cares. So remember that. Your opinion is only worth it and only helpful and only needed when someone asks you. If nobody has asked you anything, just shut up. If you are going to be taking the social media to go and portray that just because you're one side or the other one on the political aspect is well deserved what you're going through on times of need, and at times like these, of the severity of like this, you are a poor, disgraceful human being. So that right there is a point for me to say, just abstain to do that. And remember, everything we do in this world, we pay in this world. Everything that we do as an action will have a reaction. So always be aware that when you do set things, at one point those cars will reverse and will come back at you. I'm not telling you what to do and what not to do, but I'm telling you, if you're one of those people that want to utilize your cell phone and you want to utilize your opinion right now in these times, and you're going to go through these places where there's tons of people like me helping out, be ready to to get handled. You're going to get handled. Cannot expect to just be walking around and just using your mouth and expect that nothing will ever happen. No, things happen. And the more that we move in this world, the more that things are changing. And the more that a lot of things, some people said that they're going back, like it used to happen in the past. I'm not going to refer myself to that, but because it's probably going to date me really quickly, even though that I always say that I'm old. But people are getting more comfortable by putting people in their places in more than one way. So just keep that in mind. How to help on these times of need and what avenues do we have? I'm going to talk about Texas, but I'm pretty sure that there's going to be other options for you in your state, South Carolina, New Mexico, wherever you are. In this case, how to register, as I previously stated, on Texas Community Recovery. And pretty much what it is a database where they collect like your set of access and stuff like that. So in case that is something get to happen and you get to volunteer, you quite quickly be like, hey, I want to volunteer on this event. In the case that you're in a state where there's more than one thing going on at the same time, you can be like, hey, I'm going to volunteer helping the people with the flood on the north side of the state, whatever. You can go and do so. And also for them to, if something would get to happen to you, do they know where you were supposed to be helping and kind of track down from there on. So that's the reason why I say it's kind of nice and helpful, because any help is needed, but the more organized that you are while you providing said help, the better it's going to go all around. Reason being, the way that I left the house just to get there and just find a group of people to help, nothing wrong with that, but the fact that I was able to work more on an organized type of format give a reassurance that my help will be utilized on the areas that are more needed. In my case, some of that information was found through like the community groups on Facebook. So Kerrville, the city had a community group, as well as the county of Kern also had one, and it kind of like give you the information and kind of like where to register, how to register, what to do, what not to do, what was needed and what wasn't needed. So that is pretty good. If you are in a state or you're in a city where something like this is happening, just try to acquire that information. Go through Facebook, go through those groups and community pages, because more than likely the organization of these type of events begins on that kind of forums and pages. So just do that. As far as the skills that you need, pretty much anything. When a community like this get hit at this magnitude, anything is needed. If you work in the veterinary field, you're in the food field, you are in the food industry, if you are in the medical industry, in the construction industry, all is needed at that point. So if you can and you have the availability to donate your time and your expertise, just go out there and just help one another. It's imperative in this kind of times of need. Things that I consider every house should have. After this, I realized there's 5 things that every house should have: chainsaw, axe, shotgun, lanterns or flashlights, and a generator. For these kind of cases of moments in need, and I will explain. When I got there, I got my axe, which is limited because it's time consuming for the amount of things that you want to get done. Can it be done? Yes. It creates more deficit on your energy level. On a weather where it's hot and humid, the axe will put more wear on you. But the chainsaw is faster. You can get faster to tasks, and then once you cut a tree, let's say that we're cutting trees, you cut a tree, once you cut a tree and you section it, if they need to be sectioned in even smaller pieces, then somebody with an axe can come in and do it. But you can just go and start clearing, just You need to clear bushes, vegetation that is overhanging. You just come in, take care of that with a chainsaw way faster than you will with an axe. The handle of an axe shouldn't be longer than your arm and hand, right? But I bought one that was really long. And the reason for that was I didn't know what kind of terrain I was going to be in. And if for any reason I needed something to help me stabilize myself, I had the axe to help me as a walking stick versus having to have a walking stick and the axe. As for the flashlights and lantern, self-planetary. You need to access not only because it's at night, but if you need to access like a building that has collapsed, a headlamp or a flashlight is extremely helpful because it's going to be dark in there. It's not going to be light because most of the structure walls and windows are going to be collapsed down. So that is extremely helpful. The generator. Most of the gear, a lot of gear nowadays relies on batteries, and some of them are those lithium batteries like that you can recharge. But if you're in an area where we were in certain areas yesterday where they were trying to reestablish electrical connection, but it wasn't there yet, you rely on generators to keep these things charged, or to maintain a refrigerator or any type of cooling device that you need in order to hold food or anything like that. A shotgun. Shotgun is extremely versatile tool. In this case, I was accompanied by my EDC, but in other cases, if you could have a shotgun in your vehicle or anything like that, comes handy. If you get into situations where there might be an animal that is a venomous snake or anything like that, where you need to take care of it, or if there is an animal that unfortunately due to the circumstances and locations you cannot relocate, this is kind of like last resort. If it can be relocated, perfectly. But if you are in those positions where life or death situation where you need to take action immediately, that a shotgun is a good option to keep yourself from putting your hands into the position where you can get bit or the animal can escape from your hands and attack you. So if you need to take care of a situation like that because relocation is not a mean possible, then a shotgun is a really good option. Talking about things that how can you be prepared and be helpful in situations like this is understanding the basic principles of how to help recovery or recovery and extraction and stuff like that when a thing like this happen. If you're going to be in a place where like there was flood, there's going to be probably sewer water contamination of water like that. Be always aware of that. Be always aware of wearing gloves. Make sure that if you cut yourself or you injure yourself with an open wound, make sure to take care of that ASAP. Disinfect and clean it to avoid and prevent infections. Be aware if you're walking in places like that where there was a flood and then the water has receded, but there is a lot of damage on the structural damage, houses, cars, you name it. Be aware where you step in. You don't want to get nails, you don't want to get glass, you don't want to get metal that can, once again, cut you and make you stop and possibly get an infection and will have to be needing medical care. So always be aware of that. Be dressed accordingly. If you're going to be going to places like this where you're going to be working outside, removing debris, lifting stuff where there's, once again, nails and stuff around, don't go in shorts and flip-flops. That's not prudent, to say the least. Just be dressed accordingly. Make sure to have water, food. Make sure to have, if you have a medical condition, that you have your medications. Use common sense. Your eyes, protect your hearing, and more importantly, protect yourself and everybody else around you. These type of events remind you how strong as human beings we are and how amazing our society really is and what we're capable to accomplish if we all work together and if we are pitching for the better of everybody and the better of things. For every other city or county out in other states out there, stay strong and rely on your people, rely on your resilience. You guys can do anything. Every city that is going through this is going to get up and it's going to get better and it's going to do better. We just gotta remain strong. It don't matter where you are, if you're in Texas, South Carolina, New Mexico, wherever you are, you have any other ideas other things that can be beneficial and things that you should have in your house at all times for in case that something like this will get to happen and you need to aid somebody else. Please comment down below if you have any other ways to places of communication or how to acquire communication or how to help, how to acquire sites to register in a case like this, not only for Texas but any other state. Just feel free to comment down below and just add as much people as you can with this video, just so we all can learn and we all can understand, and maybe in your state they do things differently that it will be beneficial if we do it here. Please comment down below. Let's just feed each other with this type of information, because unfortunately these things happen and you never know when you're gonna need this information. You never know when you're gonna need somebody to come and aid you and this kind of things. So it's unfortunate to go through this kind of stuff, and for everybody involved, my heart goes out to you, and I hope that the little help that I was able to provide yesterday is of value to everybody in the community. As for me, I'm gonna keep doing the very best that I can do to better myself, to learn these things. And the next thing that I'm going to be doing is really shortly I'm buying a chainsaw and a generator, because you never know when you need to pack this stuff in your car and go out and help somebody, or better yet, help yourself. Thank you so very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I upload a new video, and I will see you in the next one. Pancho.